When you think of fantasy, you think large patches of wilderness to be explored, awe-inspiring creatures, and not to mention banging the legendary hero's mother. Wait, what? Is that part of the script? Why, yes it is. Welcome to the world of Betrayed by the Hero. I forged a MILF party with his mother. And no, this is not a hentai. You may have guessed the plot by now. After all, it's in the title. What would you do if you got betrayed? Seek power, seek revenge. If you say yes to any of those, you're wrong. Try next time, Bojo. The correct answer is collect the moms of those that were in the hero's party originally. And do what they do in the Discovery channel. You hear that, YouTube? I'm a good boy. He decides to build a party of mothers. Yeah, that's it. That's the plot. Welcome to peak Isekai. Manga and anime have done a lot of weird things over the years, but playing a builder with the mothers of those who betrayed him is pretty damn new to me, all things considered. I had to double take the title when I first saw it. So, the story is pretty simple. 42-year-old guy gets isekai'd. Our MC Ceres, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, joins the hero's party, but the hero is a bit of a bitch, a male hoe if you will, so he kicks out Ceres. Basically, our guy gets kicked out of the hero's party. Classic isekai setup, nothing really, groundbreaking about that one. You've seen it a million times already. At this point, honestly, getting kicked out of the hero's party is basically a rite of passage in the genre of isekai slop. People love writing anti-heroes these days. If your MC hasn't been betrayed at least once, is it even modern isekai anymore? After this betrayal, this is usually where the main character unlocks some broken ability, comes back for revenge, and proves everyone wrong with, heterochromia for some reason. Basic isekai pipeline of storytelling. But you could probably guess what Ceres does. Based on the title, the story of this manga is something else, I'll tell you that. Because Ceres looks at this situation, thinks about it, and realizes he's actually not that bothered. And is like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own party. Then, when he's looking for members, just so happens to find Zek's mother, Zex being the hero. So Ceres finds his mother, Shizuko, and decides, you know what? We ball. Let's make a party. And by the way, you have to treat me like your husband. Yeah. This manga is the opposite of slow burn, by the way. They get right to the point real quick. There is zero hesitation when it comes to romance, because guess what? It turns out Ceres had a crush on her since childhood. Checkmate. Now this is fire storytelling. It's like Mushoku Tensei, except instead of Rudeus liking a kid, Ceres likes older women, which makes me automatically root for him a lot more, because I'm just saying, one of these characters is significantly easier to support without feeling like you're about to get swatted. For the first bit of the manga, Shizuko is the main girl before they go and recruit the rest of the mothers. That is a sentence. Luckily, she is pretty likable, the basic motherly trope. But guess what, once again, there is something I didn't tell you. Yeah, I'm keeping secrets. She is actually an S-class retired adventurer, as a matter of fact. All the mothers are because they used to be in a party together. Absolute cinema, I know. With this new formed party, the two set off to collect other mums of the people who betrayed them. That is genuinely the plot progression. Guess what? It just so happens Ceres and Shizuko also know them, and their husbands no longer like them. That indeed is the plot progression. Now, who are these other mothers we need to collect? There is Mizuki, Haruka, and Seiya. This is what the first two chapters focus on. Genuinely, in all of isekai slop I have read, this is a premise I have not came across, which is why I think it drew me in. Because at this point, isekai as a genre is so oversaturated that you can predict 90% of the plot after the first episode or the first two chapters. Truck-kun shows up, guy dies, wakes up in another world, gets some like a broken cheat skill, kills the demon king, gets the harem, blah blah blah. Top 10 most viewed anime of that week. As far as usual tropes for, isekai anime go, where the childhood best friend, it's the tsundere, the evil one is usually the love interest. Pretty rare for older women to be the main interest, and that alone makes it oddly interesting. Not because it's like, super deep or anything, because believe me, this is not peak storytelling, but because it's different. Now, speaking of storytelling, is it peak? No, not even close. I'd still deem it as another run-of-the-mill isekai when it comes to the depth of the storytelling or world building. If you're looking for like insane lore or deep character writing, go read Berserk. It's an actual masterpiece. But the important question, is it enjoyable? Abso-fucking-lutely. You can just turn off your brain and enjoy the ride. Not every manga has to be this life-changing, experience as long as it's enjoyable. Sometimes it's just fun to be like, this is batshit insane. What am I reading? Turn your brain off and have fun, And by the way, they don't keep things wholly wholesome either, as I said earlier. It definitely leans into that borderline of like, should this be on a H website? but it never goes that far in showing you things do happen, but it never goes to the point of absurdity or overly graphic, you know. It knows what it is, and it's this comedic sort of fantasy, and luckily it stays in its lane. It doesn't try to be anything more or less. By betrayed by the hero, I made a MILF party of his mother is a peak cinema. I knew this was a shorter one, but I just wanted to yap about this manga for a bit because I've been trying to read more, and this, for some reason, came up on my radar. So yeah, check out the peak storytelling. So yeah, next video will probably be on DxD, as it's been 2 videos. Probably on Akino because I've been getting a lot of requests for that. So yeah, peace out.